said it looks like a Catwoman outfit on that. I do. Like I'm dressed like Catwoman.
Theo gets you every time,
Because
man.
of this shirt.
He gets you every time.
Oh, it's warm, I'll tell you that. That's why I've been growing a mustache too. Stay warm any way I can. Whatever. I wish I could grow what Dre has, but I can't do it. So.
Nah, don't do that. You don't want those problems. Don't do that. Are you there? Okay.
It's a little chilly over in the 204.
Tomorrow is going to be 15 above zero, so I mean
it's going to be 72 degrees. They're going to get it wrong.
It's going to get pretty bad around here. They're talking about snow, how much we're going to get, but I've seen some high totals as of now. Don't know how accurate that will be as it comes in, but hey, you got to prepare for the worst. We haven't had a good snowstorm in a long time.
I don't trust the weatherman here. I just don't. They've been wrong too many times and they've been right.
You don't?
No. Give me the farmer's almanac, and I'm good. I go from there. Godspeed.
There you go. I mean, you don't want Tony Romo calling your weather calls?
Oh no, not at all. No, he's growing on me though, Theo. He's growing on me.
How about the Bills front office instead there? With them calling your weather calls?
Woo! That was beyond under the bus.
So if anybody doesn't know what happened and Theo doesn't know everything, on top of saying they fired Sean McDermott because of what happened in Denver, they're now putting wide receiver Keon Coleman under the bus, saying basically that he's a bust and he wasn't their first choice to draft. Them being the Bills front office, and it was all a coaching decision to draft Keon Coleman.
Right.
And to do that on full blast in a press conference is pretty awful. Pretty awful.
I mean,
Ray, I want to start with you there. Go ahead.
I mean, you have to figure the way he said it. He based it off the way Josh Allen was allegedly crying in the locker room. Now, they've leaked several videos about athletes being in places they shouldn't be at. Just various pictures and videos and audios have posted about athletes. Where is the video showing that Bill's locker room, everybody crying? Where's that video at? Because you know how bad you have to cry for the owner to say that he felt bad for Josh at that moment, and that was the reason, one of the main reasons he let go of Sean McDermott. How bad was this man crying? I mean, he had to be crying profusely in his locker room, like when Ricky got shot on Boys in the Hood. It had to be dramatic like that for the owner to talk that way. So that's two owners in a row that threw people up under the bus. Well, Keon Coleman was up under the bus and the pavement. He was up under both.
He's had some pretty big drops, Dre, and I'm thinking to myself, yeah, he's had some drops, but he's also had some big-time catches, too. You can't blame him for everything. And, now that you know kind of more of the story that you didn't know, under the boat.
Is that your internet freezing?
I'll be buffed over.
Is that your internet freezing? Yeah, that's yours.
in the other team. But having that said, your team is built on Superman being Superman flawless or making mistakes. Two of those mistakes are his. And furthermore, I mean, you're playing a better team, a more consistent team. And okay, if you want to cry foul, be upset that your wife wasn't at the game. How about that? Be worried about that, as opposed to worrying about the 54 other players on your team that were bleeding for you.
Right.
That want to win that game just as much as you did. And you can go up and down the roster, sure. Up and down the front office, sure. But if you're looking for a scapegoat, why are you looking for a scapegoat literally 24 to 72 hours after you just played your last game? I don't think you're going to find a replacement for Sean McDermott. I don't think you're going to find a chemistry builder anywhere in that locker room until I don't know when.
That was a hell of a 7-year run.
And you're going to see it.
That was a hell of a 7-year run. That was a 7-year run. But my thing about Keon Coleman, to me, he damaged the team credibility as a team player about, 7 weeks ago when the allegations came out. He was sleeping in film. He wasn't paying attention. Then that mysterious trip he took to Canada when he missed the team meeting and they suspended him and he was on the sideline showboating. That didn't look good. That didn't look good at all. That looked like something that we saw Antonio do in Pittsburgh. That's something we saw Theo doing near the end of the San Fran days. I don't get why receivers always have to do that. And the reason he got the knock, he was real little. Nobody understood why, with that pick, would Buffalo grab a receiver of that size, knowing they needed a 6'4" and up guy. That's the knock why Buffalo got that on Keon Coleman. But if the owner didn't want that pick, what was he at? He wasn't near a phone. He wasn't by a device to send a message. You can't wait till now to throw the man up under the bus for that pick.
Maybe the owner stood behind his head coach. I mean, what are you going to do? How much dissension does that show, Dre? I mean, you can't do that. You have to be a united front. Hey, we want our guy. We're going to get our guy.
But they weren't on the same page.
We got our guy. Come on. Well, were they on the same page then, or did they act like they were then? It's my question.
He said the owner.
And Sean McDermott did his own thing.
It wasn't Sean McDermott that made the pick. It was the VP, the dude they promoted the president. It was him. He made the pick.
Right.
And the owner said, I didn't agree with that pick. And I can tell you the whole story. That's what he said. It had nothing to do with Sean McDermott. Nothing to do with him. It's a lot of NFL teams, when they have a bad pick, we find out who made the pick. We find out the head coach wasn't involved, the GM wasn't involved, the OC wasn't involved, the owner was on a trip.
We thought could still compete. And if you're becoming free agents, still try to win with Josh Allen.
I want to go there. We got a brand new stadium next year.
So whoever this coach got to be,
good pieces there.
He got to be good marketing for all this to work the way the owner wants this to work. Because they already sold all the PSLs. So the people going to be there. But it got to be the right fit for that Buffalo team. It's got to be the right fit.
Yeah, I would have to say so. We could do a whole show on that, to be honest with you, because it's so fascinating how an organization that was up here, in terms of, I don't know why I didn't do that, but what I'm saying is an organization that was up here is now down here based on their PR has gone downhill since this happened.
Hey, them and Baltimore.
Way downhill.
I mean, Baltimore has been, Lamar has this rumor now that he has to get along. He has to be involved in the offensive coordinator choice. Because with the allegations that the last OC and him didn't speak for 4 months, that's a lot to think about. If he's the OC and you didn't speak to him for 4 months, what kind of coaching responsibility is that?
About as good as the Raider Nation.
Chip Kelly calling dummy plays. And he's still getting paid. Highest paid offensive coordinator in NFL history. Come on now. No accountability, Theo. None. Just you're fired, but we're still going to pay you.
How upset do you think Kevin Stefanski is right now that he took a job a week too early?
The Kevin Stefanski in Atlanta does not make any sense to me at all. That's Matt Ryan's first hire.
I mean, the pedigree's there. I mean, he's coach of the year. Yeah, he's got that hung up. But
That's the only thing he had. He's two-time coach of the year. That's the only thing on his resume. That is it. He hasn't done anything since then. Nothing. He ruined an entire franchise in 1 year.
Stefanski's hired. McDermott is not.
I think McDermott and his wife want to take some time. You know, he just got over the skin cancer scare last year. So I think him and his family are going to take some time to really think about this. Just don't want to hop anything right away. But it will be nasty if he took that Baltimore job. But Baltimore already hired somebody.
They're going to trade Lamar.
To Miami?
Raiders.
Ooh. Well, he's already had his knee messed up. He's over 27. Or is he 27 yet?
27, 28. I mean, but the thing is, Lamar in Vegas with Genty,
and that tight end everybody crazy about. That's a lot of ifs. That's a lot. That's a lot to work with right there. Because Lamar just renegotiated his deal last year, I believe. That's a lot to think about. Joe, you're freezing up on me. It's got to be your Wi-Fi. I'm frozen, Joe.
The John Madden days, maybe?
Rich Gannon.
Last
time they went to the Super Bowl in 2005 or whatever it was, 2004.
When they got destroyed by Tampa Bay?
That was the last time they had a quarterback. Rich Gannon was on fire.
Rich Gannon was the man. He could throw that thing. He threw a pretty ball.
20 years they haven't had a
Well, it's not like they didn't try. The Jamarcus Russell thing was a disaster. That was a disaster.
Derek Carr was good, but it wasn't great.
He couldn't stay healthy.
No.
Yeah, you really haven't. You really haven't had a quarterback
Spice it up.
in a long time.
Spice it up. Jeff George, he could fling it. But he never went anywhere.
Ill-tempered Jeff George fighting the line now.
Okay, I mean, I'm gonna throw a name out there. He could have been a lot better if they managed him right, and that's Derek Carr. No,
he couldn't stay healthy. He couldn't stay healthy.
That's the thing. I get that. I didn't say that. I said if he stayed healthy, I really liked what Derek Carr could do, but they held him back in Vegas / Oakland / Los Angeles.
Well, his body got tore up with the Houston Texans when they had an atrocious offensive line. Atrocious. He got tore up there.
I can't see. I mean, as good as Mendoza was in this last 2 years, I can't see putting a 15 on a jersey and his last name in Las Vegas to put butts in the seats for Raiders home fans. I don't see it. I'm sorry. He has, you know, you want to talk about PR appeal? I don't think he's the highlight of the Las Vegas Raiders.
I saw something crazy on the rumor mill on the social twines that the Colts would love to trade that number 1 pick and bring Mendoza to Indiana. Now that for sure would be something different. That'd be something different.
McAfee thing?
What's that?
Is that a Pat McAfee thing? Because you know he's all up in there.
Yeah, he's all in with the Colts.
You know this Thursday girls all over that.
Yeah. But in order to make this needle move, it has to make sense. So they're going to give up AR, Anthony Richardson. They're going to give him up to Vegas. Probably a defensive player and some money. And since Anthony Richardson want to be a rapper, he in Vegas. So we're covering 2 things right there for him. We got his personal life taken care of, and we got him some money and a new job. There you go. And send him a defensive player and a draft pick. There it is. Coach can get the number 1 pick. That'd be gutsy. That would be a gutsy call. That'll shake up the quarterback situation coming into the NFL. Since Moore went back to Oregon, the number 2 quarterback could be the kid out of Bama. Is it for sure Carson Beck staying or checking for 1 more year eligibility? It's going to be interesting what the top 5 picks do.
That makes him very predictable. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of NFL quarterback he could be. We could talk about that as it gets closer to the draft. That's for sure.
Is that your Wi-Fi going in and out? Huh, Joe? Is that your Wi-Fi going in and out?
No, it's not, because my Wi-Fi has been really good. I've done a show. We've done this every week. I've been really good on that.
Yeah, mine is fine too. It just keeps freezing.
That's weird. I don't know. But all right, let's kind of go through these games. So the Buffalo game, there's one call in particular, and it was, I guess, was it an interception? Not really get to see that part of the game because I was out doing other things I needed to get done. My question to you guys is that an interception? And if it was, is that a bad rule like Kurt Warner says?
They never said what the rule was. That was an interception. That was all continuous motion. My only thing is it should be reviewable. In the playoffs, in postseason, all turnovers, close first downs, and touchdowns need to be reviewed, hands down. Only in the playoffs. Hands down. It should be no such verbiage as unreviewable. That's like using the word unbeknown to me. Make it make sense. But to me, yes, it was a catch.
Theo?
I mean, the way it's in the rule book, it's an interception. Do you change the verbiage of that so that whoever has control? I mean, that's up to you. That's up to the NFL. The way that is worded in the rule book, props to the Denver Broncos. It was an interception.
Well, they changed the definition on the tuck rule real quick.
And you know what? They changed the definition on a lot of things. And will they appease to fans that want to see a 40-yard completion as opposed to a contested single motion? That remains to be seen.
Right.
And we won't know until they decide to have winter meetings after the season's over, and they'll review it then.
I wish they televised that.
Yeah. I think it's just unfortunate that Bo Nix going down on the second to last player on the kneel down is the most.
That's wild.
Not egregious, but it's the most unfortunate situation for these four teams because.
Yeah, that's
and that's what you want to see.
That's a freak of nature, but I love his spirits, Theo. His spirits are really high, considering the way it happened.
Game of his life on home this week. I know we're not picked yet. That's the way I see it. Who knows? I mean, I'm holding out hope maybe Jared Stidham comes out with a full week of practice and executes a really good game plan, and it's actually an good game. But somehow I'm just not seeing that.
We've been here before. Kurt Warner did it.
Let's get to that game room.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead, Dre.
Other quarterbacks have done it, but it wasn't a playoff. Only one I can think of a playoff is Jeff Hostetler with the New York Football Giants when Phil Simms got hurt. I can just think of him, and they beat the Bills. He's the last quarterback, I do believe, to not be the starter of the playoff game. They won that and won the Super Bowl. But that wasn't a playoff game. That was in the middle of the season.
No, and that thing is, Tom Brady wasn't the Tom Brady we know of,
Right, he wasn't. He's terrific Tom now.
So, I mean, it's very rare. It's rare air. It's a very rare
It
occurrence.
is a rare anomaly.
But, I mean, Denver's got good things going. Denver's got good things. I mean, Denver's got a really phenomenal defense. And they've got an offensive line that can do pretty much whatever they want at will with New England. It'll be interesting to see how the game plan sets up for a guy that's played 4 games in the last 3 years.
I just hope Riley Ross can keep his hands to himself and play good, legalized defensive football. If he gets a PI,
I've seen a lot of calls on him. Yeah, I agree with you. That guy needs to keep
he's too aggressive.
If he's going to be handsy, at least, Dre, at least look at the ball, okay? At least look at the ball like you're trying to make a play on it. Don't do this egregious look at the receiver and only look at the receiver.
Yeah, and then pushes the receiver and then throws his hands up. You could just see what you did was wrong.
Exactly. So we'll get to that when we get to picks, but I want to get to these other games. What was the, I guess, X factor in that 49ers Seahawks game? Was it because the 49ers were hurt?
Yeah.
Or did you think that they were just were they an overrated team?
They were banged up. We talked about that 2 weeks ago, how the 49ers and the Chargers, as banged up as they are, yeah, you made it to the playoffs, but you're not going any further. That was just a wasted slot. I mean, they were really depleted, the 49ers. They were looking on the sideline. Is there anybody we can get from the stands? It was that bad. You didn't hear about how many people got called up from practice squads out of the Chargers and the 49ers? Them dudes got playoff game day checks, but they hadn't played ball. There's no way the 49ers going to win that game. Seahawks destroyed them. They hurt them with the opening kickoff. That game was over with right there. Momentum gone. Gone.
Yep. Since defense, man, the defense, I have not a long time. I kind of want to Theo on this. Theo, what did you see from the Texans in this game that I guess couldn't really? How do I say this? Couldn't really compete with the Patriots.
You have to have 3 levels of football to win a game. Case in point. And the Texans came out with 1 out of 3. They lost the special teams battle, they lost the offensive battle, and their defense could only do so much. And it was a good game, low-scoring game. What did you expect out of that? But Drake May was able to do that much more with New England than Houston was. And, give it up. McDaniels and Vrabel have got some sort of connection, some sort of chemistry. It's been super good this year. Don't deny that. They know what's up. And they're cooking.
This is the second time C.J. Stroud has not shown up in a playoff game.
So, yeah. Just lack of balance.
The defense can only do so much. At some point, C.J. has to be the leader of that team in the month of December and January, and he's failed. This is the second time now. So how many more excuses are we going to make for him? How good of a quarterback he is and how great that defense was this season, Houston was supposed to win that game if C.J. would have led them to victory. But questionable throws, crazy play calling, the drops, a case of the yips. Another team that went one-sided in the draft didn't take advantage of the trade deadline. They went one-sided. They only looked at the defense. They didn't look at, hey, let's get points on the board with our offense.
And Jay, I'm going to take that one further. 2/3 through the season, every commentator is saying, watch out for Houston. You don't want to play Houston. That defense is crazy. That is what exactly you should be looking to create. Then let's go a little sleight of hand this direction. Let's go get ourselves a wide-out weapon because Nico Collins isn't going to be the only thing that's going to help us out. And look what happened. There was nothing there.
When he went down, it's a wrap.
You know what? Imagine if they had, what's-his-face, Stephon there still? As bad as that relationship was, just imagine if they did have Stephon Diggs there still. Oh, by the way, he's playing for New England.
That would have been nice.
I think that feel.
That would have been nice. I bet they second guess a lot of decisions, as they all do.
Yeah. Pretty good one.
What'd you guys think about the Rams and Bears?
Caleb Williams made a sick throw that nobody, no quarterback, Steve Young talked about it. Nobody makes a throw like that. Nobody. The way he was running from the defense and flicked that ball up and dropped right in the breadbasket. How did he get behind the defense like that? How did Caleb see him? I came this close to painting my fingernails. That team is going to be dangerous if they can stay consistent with it next year. They're going to be dangerous. But that Caleb Williams was fun to watch in the playoffs. He was fun. I enjoyed it.
Ran out of, stuff. They ran out of special sauce, and they just could not. Again, it was about a balance, That balance that the LA Rams brought to that game, the bend, don't break, outlast the other team, don't make mistakes. They did it all.
And Puka had a catch on the sideline. Oh my God. I don't know how he caught that ball. It's insane. Insane talent.
Man, I just seeing the city of Chicago like that. Yeah, seeing this city of Chicago like we did on Sunday night or Sunday at 5:30, whenever that game was going on.
Yeah, they were fun to watch on TV. The fandom was definitely out in Chicago. Definitely, for sure.
For you. All right, let's move our picks for the conference championship game. Who's going to the Super Bowl in 2 weeks? You have the New England. Yeah, sorry. Drake, can you hear me?
Yeah, it keeps freezing. I heard you got. I have. Of course, I got my Broncos winning, but I think it's going to be a very, 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 very close game. Special teams definitely going to be a factor. Definitely going to be a factor. I think Sam Darnold's going to see aliens again, deer in the headlights, and I think the Rams going to get them. Rams and Broncos Super Bowl.
That's going to be the biggest. Drake May has done phenomenal things all season. He has got a tremendous game plan with Josh McDaniels, but that Denver Broncos defense has to play lights out and got to play strong in that secondary. You can't have these up in arms, holdings and
None of this crap. None of this crap.
You're going to be playing. I don't think Stephon Diggs is going to have a game. I think that dual-headed monster that's running right now for New England, huge. But again, it's good. Sean Payton's no slouch. He's
not at all.
He's doing.
We know he can go in that offensive playbook bag.
And that's the X factor because because we haven't seen City throw a ball in a long time,
that's the winning factor right there to me. You're just saying my Wi-Fi is fine. Everything's going good. What's going on over here? Yeah, I got Broncos and Rams in the Super Bowl. Broncos, Rams. Too bad Bo Nix is going to miss it as a starting quarterback, but still want to see my team go to the Super Bowl again. It's going to be a good one. I'm going to try everything in my power. If it is that situation where Denver ended up going, I'm going to try everything in my power to get to that Super Bowl, to get there with the people. I'm going to try everything in my power to get there. Everything in my power to get there, to see if it works out.
Going to be a hell of a game. You do have best on best here with Sam Darnold, and I can't believe I'm even saying that, best on best with Sam Darnold, but here we are,
right.
2 years in a row. Sam Darnold and Matthew Stafford, and both quarterbacks look to be playing their best at the right time. I think this is going to be a high-scoring game. How do you see this shaking out, Theo?
Again, it's going to. And Sean McDermott's got the same. He's got a very, very smart roster that performs well at high stakes. We've seen what I see differently out of the Rams is that extra mile that they're going to go to make the play. Puka Nacua and that offense blocks for its other teammates.
Yeah.
And the way that Stafford.
Devontae and Puka going to have a heck of a game. Heck of a game. But Matthew Stafford could go out on top, winning the MVP, going to the Super Bowl.
Like this, if you had to factor in all four defenses, but the LA Rams have a better defense than the Seahawks, I feel.
Yes,
and
I agree.
I think Sean McVay will make sure special teams doesn't have a blunder like they saw last week when Seattle played San Francisco. So I'm going to take the Rams.
Okay.
At home. But yeah, I could totally see this being a real close game. So I'm going to say
Give me the light. Give me the light. Who you got?
Talk to him. We'll get things squared away for Super Bowl preview. Theo, I wanted to talk to you about the Blues-Jets game. Or actually, I think we have Dre back. Let's see. Dre, who do you got winning Rams-Seahawks?
I got the Rams winning. Rams.
I think LA also showed what they could do last week versus Chicago.
We get out of here today?
Keep warm, everybody. Try to, bust throughout this last bit of January, and you know what? We're getting exciting times here. I don't know if you were happy with what's happening at the beginning of February, but the month of February is going to be packed with not only a little bit of a break NHL-wise for the Olympics, but if you love all things sports and nations facing other nations, embrace what happens every 4 years these next couple weeks. Come on a big break. Enjoy these 2 games this weekend. Get to the Super Bowl, and then boom. We didn't even talk anything about college football playoff. And that game was
we can.
super exciting. Let's touch on that because, that game was exciting. And it was lots of fun to watch. Very unexpected to see that close of a game. I didn't think Miami was going to hang that well. But you just saw the consistency coming out of Hoosier Land. And props to the man that has very little emotion on his face.
Coach Signetti.
Just Google him. That's all I got to say.
All I do is win. But I find it interesting that Mendoza did that 4th and 5 run, a 12-yard touchdown, and he finished the game with -8 yards rushing. That's wild. And then it came out, find out that they spent $20 million on NIL. $21.1 million on NIL, Indiana did. So they all spent in excess of $20 million. The Ohio State, Colorado, there's another one in there. Miami. Yep. Miami, the Ohio State, Colorado, and Indiana. All 4 of them spent over $20 million.
So money can buy you championships.
Yes, it can. And happiness, apparently.
Still searching for that second one.
What did you think of the game, Joe?
Mendoza. That was probably the best moment in college football history, right there. I know there have been a lot of them. The Cotton Bowl.
The Vince Young. It's up there with Vince Young.
Not Cotton Bowl. Yeah, Vince Young. But no, that has to be up there, Dre. That has to be up there because of what he did. Put his body on the line to get into the end zone.
That was 4th and 5, and he ran 12 yards.
That is unbelievable. Unbelievable what he did. Theo, would you consider that maybe a top 10 moment in all the college football playoff or college bowl games even? Or any championship college football, do you think that's like a top 10 moment?
Sure. You know what? I'll give it a top 10 in the BCS era.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give it that. But I'm not going top 10.
Okay.
Because there are centuries of this. You're talking about. I get BCS.
What was it? That moment where I can only do part of the call. The band is running onto the field.
That was the 82 game with Stanford and Cal, John Elway. That was John Elway's only shot to go to a bowl game. He never went to a bowl game. That game right there, they lost to Cal. And that was Rodney Harrison that picked him off.
Band tried the best. Yeah. It's Cal Stanford, right?
Yep.
Not Colorado, my bad. Cal Stanford, yeah. The band even tried to get John Elway into a bowl game.
That was his only shot of going to a bowl game. His only shot.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you know what? Here's an interesting fact before we let you go here, because I know the transfer portal is shutting down here in a couple of days, or it's already shut down. There are going to be 60% of those players who have declared for the portal or moved into the portal who will have their career ended because no team is picking them up. That's a messed up fact. Taking a chance on yourself and then realizing no other team wants you, so your career is done as a football player. Instead of sticking around with the university, with a scholarship, regardless of nil, not taking care of your future.
Right.
That just goes to show you how disgusting and how wrong this system is right now and why it's broken. And that's just football. Forget all the other sports.
I agree. I agree with 100% what you're saying. You're gambling on yourself. And the information and the data out there is just all over the place. If they get some structure under this NIL, put some parameters on that thing, give me some rules and regulations, we can stop all this nonsense out.
So I'm just going to leave it at that. That's all I'm going to say.
I 100% agree with you.
All right. This is go ahead.
I have nothing. You good?
All right. For Theo, for Dre, I'm Joe. Thank you guys for watching. If you're in the St. Louis area, just hunker down this weekend. It's going to be freezing. There's going to be a lot of snow. And, just stay safe out there. That's all I have to say. Just stay safe. Enjoy the football this Sunday. Enjoy it whatever you can of Blues hockey, even though it's not really enjoyable to watch right now. But either way, enjoy whatever you're watching. Have a great weekend. See you guys for the Super Bowl preview.
All right, guys. Have a good one.
All right. I'll see you. I'll let you know when we do the other show.
Okay. You guys have a good one.
All right.
All righty. All right, good folks. Thanks for tuning in to the show. Thanks for tuning in to Crunch Time with Joe, Theo, and Dre Montez. Until next time, possibly a follow-up what goes on with the conference championship this weekend, AFC championship with Denver and the Patriots, as well as the NFC championship with the Seahawks and the Rams. Until next time, I'll holla. But tomorrow you can always catch an episode of Montez at midday at 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. Peace.